2, people. We have made it to a second season, beating 99% of all pilots. And somehow...
Did we really?
No.
What's the average?
Well, we are the number one. The average is probably most people fail and end up becoming mailmen.
Oh.
That's part of the industry, you know what I mean?
I don't like mail.
I don't want to be a mailman. Our podcast is gonna work, I swear.
We'll make it.
All of the hidden podcasts done in mailrooms. You know, people trying to keep their dreams alive. Oh my god, dude.
Back in the 70s, they paid like $3 and like 50 cents on average to mailroom workers or something like that. And that, like, equivalent, what they paid mailroom workers in the 70s is, to this day, the equivalent, adjusted for inflation, to $31 an hour. 31. So when your grandparents are like, I bought a house for half a corn on the cob. Like, that's why. Because they were making fucking $31 an hour on average.
Yeah.
Yeah, not including the people who had 2 martini lunches all the time.
Dude, you used to be able to go out on a date and, like, spend, like, $2. And she'd be like, ooh, thank you. Now you spend, like, $80. And she ends up, like, just sitting there telling you about her horoscope and why she hates everyone at her work for the entire fucking 2 hours. Mm-hmm. And then by the time that you're thinking that something's gonna happen, she's like, oh my god, it's so much fun. Anyways, I have to go. Times have changed, you know? Mm-hmm. Even though that we get paid more, it feels like we're getting paid less.
We are getting paid less. Because if, like, that's what I'm saying, is like, if we made $4 an hour in the 70s, that was the same thing as us making $31 an hour now. Guess what? Mailroom people don't get paid $31 an hour. That means we are making less.
But
and that's in every job.
Also, I couldn't have a podcast in the 70s.
Neither could I.
Dude, I couldn't even...
Jeremiah, you're the only one that would be allowed to do this right now.
Yeah, we would both be, like, at the bottom of the fucking...
You could have a bank account, though.
If you married a rich white guy, you'd be set. But, like, if you were a poor white woman, that sucked. You know? Mm-hmm. But, like, I couldn't date my girlfriend. Mm-mm. I couldn't date my girlfriend. People would be pissed.
Her parents would, like, lynch you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be over for you.
So, you know what? I'll take the pay bump, you know, just so I don't get lynched. I feel like that's...
Andre's out here trying to live the American dream.
I really am, dude. Like, I keep telling this to, like, the more and more I look at my lineage, like, I'm not supposed to be here in the United States. Mm-hmm. At no point, like, were my ancestors like, our goal is the United States.
It just happened.
It was just literally, like, everywhere in the world for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. And then my mom was like, let's try the United States. And end up, like, immigrating here. And so I got just in. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It's like when you're going past one of those, like, lever things, and you can, like, just jump in right behind somebody.
Yes.
You know? Like, my mom got here, she was like, oh, citizen, popped out, kid. Instant citizenship, dude. I was like, they had a gun and everything. You know? Mm-hmm. Like, I just barely made it, bro. But, like... I'm happy for it. I definitely am. And the United States is definitely the best country in the world.
I don't know. I feel like New Zealand or, like, Sweden probably beats us on that. Like, did you know?
I think we're, like, 15th or something. But, you know, America's pretty good. We're better than the majority. That's what matters.
I mean, okay, we're better than the majority, but I feel like America's, like, downfalls, like, where we do more poorly than other countries, is, like, in several places in Europe, it is very common to take a fucking 3-hour break in the middle of your day. Like, French people, Italian people, like, in most parts of Mexico, they'll literally work in the morning. They'll wake up at the ass crack of dawn, get to work at like 6 or 7, like we do.
Let me rephrase it. United States is the best country for hard workers. because
there's more opportunity.
Like, because the thing is that if we did this in Sweden, we would be getting calls by the police as to why we're talking about, like, the vaccine, and we would, like...
And the government.
Yeah, and the government, down our fucking necks for jokes that we're making, and then I would be hauled away into the nicest prison you've ever seen in your entire fucking life.
Throwback to one of our first episodes.
Yeah.
Jail, good or bad.
Dude, you walk in, so you know what they do in Sweden? It's fucked up, but it's not it's the least fucked up, but somehow it's fucked up. When they are, like, putting you on trial, they apparently put you in, like, the worst jail ever.
Oh, and then
like, there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's absolutely nothing. Like, you just end up losing your shit.
Yeah.
And then the minute that you get convicted, they send you away to the real jail, which is, like, a jail without, like... bars, dude. It's just like an open area, you know what I mean? It's like
it's a rehab center.
Rich people rehab center is your jail. There's like a jacuzzi on like the first floor that you can sign up for
like,
and take a dip.
They literally have like Xboxes. They have like Xbox Ones and PS5s that people like can play. And they all like they have to like take turns playing like, you know, there's not like multiple. There's one, you know. But it's, you know, it's just like it's like Sunday school but just for like criminals.
So like better living than half of our middle class.
Like half of it is like singing hymns and like the other half is like going to therapy.
And meanwhile in an American prison, people are making Dorito burritos with a bag of Doritos and a cup of noodles and mashing it up and fucking rolling it out in this
I love prison cooking videos.
Dude, bring it up. Bring it up. Bring up some
I looked over there like Jeremiah was going to be sitting like across. I was like
also Jer, you got to lose the headphones now.
I wasn't sure.
We can't have one person with headphones.
Bro, but I'm the cool guy.
You just like, can he hear what's going on?
You just do the whole job quiet, but you're in the shot.
I'm just back here. It sounds good, guys.
You see a guy in the corner just for no reason.
Start whispering to Bay tips.
Why is he in the shot?
I'm just oddly here.
He's just hanging out.
Just in the middle of it, he's just like, mic check.
Audio 3.
Mic check 2. Thank you. We give him credit and everything. We put him in the... That's kind of what Tim Dillon does. Tim Dillon literally just like he does his podcast with like just him. It's like mostly him.
Is it Bob Dylan's brother?
No, probably he's like his like gay funnier brother. But Tim Dillon literally has like his engineer just like sit there, and his whole purpose is like to engineer. But the reality is that he laughs at his jokes. You know what I mean? So he's just sitting there with, like, his headphones on. He's, like trying his hardest not to, like, laugh. But he's, like, right on, Tim Dillon is fucking hilarious.
Prison cooking.
There was this great TikTok that I saw.
I love how the first thing that pops up is fucking Home Chef.
Huh. Gotta love ads.
Oh my god. I hear, did you hear that, like, what was it? It was one of
Just look up, like, prison TikTok live. It's the most funny thing ever.
That's what you wanted?
Yeah.
Yeah, do prison TikTok, yeah. Life in prison, no. Down. Prison TikTok compilation? No.
This was what you
prison
watched.
TikTok cooking.
This is what you've already watched.
Oh yeah, TikToks made in jail.
This is one of my favorite Tim Dillon quotes. This is gonna tell you.
Being an American to me means looking at a disabled person and knowing somewhere down deep they deserve it. Being an American to me means looking at a disabled person and knowing...
Love it. This is what you wanted?
Show it up, dude. Show it off.
your connection is all sorts.
I think it's because the USB extension. In the future, what we'll do is we'll just get you like a mouse, and like we just don't have a wireless mouse here. Oh, I think we do actually. There is a way to do it, but we're in the middle of it anyways. Yeah. But yeah, they'd be like...
I'll bring my stuff.
They'd be sneaking, like, whole-ass phones in there. They'd be having, like, whole-ass societies in jail here. It's amazing.
They do put phones in their asses.
I knew this off South Park.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude. Imagine that guy that has to put the iPhone, like, X, like the fucking extra large one,
yeah, try to get some
ass, dude.
Some of that shit like I have.
They chose that guy for a reason, though. Everyone knew who was capable of it. They took a vote. He lost.
It's like Rick and Morty, though. You got to make sure it's like not too loose either. Gotta get it's like Goldilocks. Got to find the one that's just right.
He needs to be able to hold on to it. It can't just slip out.
Yeah, it's got to be not like uncomfortable, but not like painful, but like not too loose. So yeah, he can rip it.
There's this. I saw this. They were having like a fashion show. And they were like parading. They were like parading like all the bottoms in prison, dude. I sometimes I wonder like just yeah. Look, we'll show it up on the screen. And people like having like there's like entire fashion shows.
What the fuck? But they're just like bored of doing time. They're just trying to find fun at this point.
I think it's got a little bit more to do than just fun.
That's not a fashion show. That's literally
a sex show.
Yeah. It's like a cattle buying market. Like when you go to buy a cow at market, and they're like, "This one right here, $800," and like that's like what's going. Yeah, they're going, "I want that one."
Like, who's got the iPhone X to trade in for this pretty piece right here?
Yeah, who's got the iPhone X?
Dude, being a gay slut, like going to jail, is either like the best thing or like the worst thing. You know what I mean?
I think it'd be like Mardi Gras for them. I mean, you get
it's just a party every day.
Like you get the pickings, like you get the easy auction.
You know that they don't consider that gay? Like those prison guys, like they'll tell you like that they like only fuck dudes when they're in prison, and then they'll leave and they'll go to their wives and like they'll say that they're like not gay anymore.
Nah, you're definitely gay at that point.
What the fuck? No,
dude. Like gang leaders have.
I'll give you like a one and done pass because like you don't know like you don't know unless you try it kind of thing, right? So like if you try it, it's like that was awful.
Well,
then you're probably not gay, but like
I don't think it's sexual.
I mean, if you came back a second time,
I don't think it's a sexual thing. I think it's a dominance thing because he's right. There are gang leaders that have bitches, but the thing is that you're not raping them because you're sexually frustrated. You're trying to dominate them, and how better to dominate somebody than by fucking them? Like,
yeah, but you could also like dominate him by like just punching him in the face, the old fashioned. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
that's having
passionate sex in the.
I don't think it's passionate.
Little sock full of soap. I'm pretty sure that.
I think it gets steamy. I think they got relationships. They got there's prison shows where it's like there's like tops and bottoms having like fights. You know what I mean? Like a typical couple. It's like a couple. You know what I mean? It's like they need somebody to be the bottom, the romantic part, kind of more feminine, because like you kind of miss that the in between and the sassiness that your wife gives you or whatever.
I bet it's the opposite in the female prisons because like there's already a bunch of like really bitchy masculine women. Like, like, you don't come to prison and become a bitchy masculine woman. Like, you're probably already a bitchy masculine woman if you're in prison. You know what I mean? Like,
and then there's, like...
Yeah.
And then there's, like, just, like, all these girls that, like, just, like, poisoned their, like, husbands, and they're, like, 5'3", and they're dainty, and they're just like, yeah, I killed that son of a bitch.
Yeah.
1,000%, you bet your ass. I go to jail, my name's changing to Andrea, bro. I would be running the fucking female prison by then. Are you kidding me? That means I would be able to be a full Colombian woman?
Yeah, but they wouldn't let you shave.
Huh?
Can't have razors in prison, so you would just be a bearded lady.
That's fine.
I'm pretty sure you can get duct tape.
That's fine.
That doesn't work.
Really?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I tried to wax my legs with duct tape, and it just hurts. It doesn't actually take off any hair.
Huh.
It's just self-harming at that
Yeah,
point.
it just hurts. Like, you just...
I've tried 300 rolls! Dude, it doesn't work!
Again, the super glue at that point, I feel like.
No, you would never get it off of your skin. Whenever I get super glue on my fingers,
Hey,
it
just let
takes
it
like
dry.
3 fucking days to even start coming off of my hands. Like,
That's why it's a good wax. You know, it gets it all.
ugh, I'm good.
That's all stuff you
I
can't
already
do in
wax
prison.
my lip freaking literally like once a
Hey,
week to like once every 2 weeks. So if I was in prison, I'd be looking like your mustache real soon. And I'm pale with dark hair. So, like, that shit would come in.
Yeah, but I feel like in women prison, you would just people would be like, nice, you know, like you've been growing that out, you know.
I have a gender neutral name, so
girls will like manage to still do makeup in prison.
Kool-Aid lipstick.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like,
Vaseline, and you can mix
Like
like cocoa powder, like hot chocolate powder, whatever. Make like eyebrow and like eyeliner and
like
stuff.
coffee,
Jeez.
and then they like mix it
Or like
up, and then
Oreo, like the Oreo cookies.
they be getting like innovative. You know what I mean?
I
It's
knew
a good way to
nothing
get
about
an
this.
infection.
That's how I
Makes
know
sense.
for the fact that women put on makeup for other women, dude, because they're doing it in jail. You know what I mean?
They're like, look how pretty I am. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
They're like, that's kids.
You ugly
like,
bitch, Becky, look how pretty I am.
dude, that's how women dominate. That's what I just realized. Like, dudes, they're sitting over there, like, stabbing each other and having big brawls and, you know, fucking Rodriguez over there.
And girls
in the
just have
corner.
big bras.
Yeah, and they just stuff their. It's just middle school, dude.
It literally, I feel like, well, because it's like cliquey. Prison is super cliquey. It is exactly like fucking high school, but like more violence. Like in women prison, you can still get like stabbed, but I really don't know. I feel like it's more like who has the bigger presence, right? And girls just have an easier track to get that bigger presence.
It's always about
you know?
being bigger. This just, you know, in every way.
Yeah.
America! Fuck yeah!
Texas.
See, speaking of America, okay, we have brand new news. Okay, Trump is back, baby.
Yes.
And her dog's name was Vagina. Her dog's name was Vagina, but the judge didn't let me through. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, pull it up, dude.
Trump's like, he just
What?
got, yeah, no, Trump just like lost a court case for sexual harassment.
Oh. Is he going to jail?
I don't remember much of that stuff.
I don't think he's going to jail. Dude, if they threw Trump in jail, do you realize how fast this fucking country would vote for him? The next fucking... That's like Nelson Mandela.
I'm pretty
That's
sure that, like, literally just disqualifies you from becoming president.
No, because he already has a felony charge from the previous indictment that he got.
That got thrown out of jail, remember?
Or no, it got turned into a misdemeanor.
Yeah.
But that does no. I don't think having a felony disqualifies you for the presidency. You know why? Because there's never been a president with a felony, so they've never needed that law.
Well, I think it would be dumb to have that law in the first place because, like, then you're literally just saying, hey, so your past makes it so that people can't like you. Like,
Yeah.
literally. Like, they are telling people, they are taking away the ability for people to make their own decisions when they, like, take people like that out of the running. Like, what if somebody, like, defended, like, their home from, like, a robber and shot them and, like, for some reason got put into, like, jail, like, for, like, a couple months until everybody, like, figured out the case or something or, like, whatever.
Dude, that happens all the time.
Yeah. So, like, there's tons of people that wouldn't be able to be president, but, I mean... It does make you wonder, because if you are arrested and in jail, you lose the right to vote.
That's true.
But that's while you're in jail.
But you can be voted for.
They
Imagine
were
getting so popular in prison, you end up with, like...
You're a senator.
Maybe that's why prisoners
You're a
can't vote.
senator.
Dude,
in
people
prison.
can do it. I don't think being in jail means you can't run for Senate. I don't think they've ever that's the thing is that, like, for 99.9% of all history, the short history of the United States, like, in order for you to be president, you have to already be from a big family that already runs a lot. You already have to have, like, all of the education. You already have to have, like, all of the precursors.
Oh, it's like all pre-selected, guaranteed.
Yeah. And then, like, dude, 10 years from now, like, the president's gonna be, like, the top Twitch streamer. It's gonna be...
Ludwig's president.
Yeah. Ludwig is just like, you know, like it's just gonna be like whoever's popping off like on social media.
Moist critical.
Cody
Yeah. He's like, whoa, so apparently I'm president? At his commencement street.
Yeah.
Moist critical becomes president. He's just talking to all the world leaders just completely without a care. Like, hey, what up, Dick Muffin?
Yeah, dude, like, it's just gonna be a popularity contest in the future.
It already is.
And you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna start...
an oligarchy. It's just... Like, when's the last time we had a president who came from a poor family? When? Never. Literally, ever. There's never been one.
Well, Trump only got a small loan of $1 million. So, you know, poor compared to billions, it's a lot of zeros, you know? You never know. Yeah, trying to claim that Trump comes from the most modest background is probably not going to work for me.
Does that mean Tate might become president? Because that dude's got, like, he's rich and he's...
Actually, no, I think Tate's the only one that can't be president because he doesn't have U.S. citizenship.
Oh, true.
Because he's British.
You have to be natural born, yeah.
Yeah. So you have to be born, and so even if you're born in Puerto Rico, which is considered that's a U.S. state, yeah, it's a U.S. state or territory, you can't be president, right?
Why?
Because you need to be like
born on
the soil of which is like, wasn't Obama born in Hawaii?
Yeah.
Bruh.
That's why a lot of people are trying to like.
that's like a stretch. Dude.
Yeah, no, that's why there was a huge controversy over it. Which is even crazier, like, because as far as, like, laws like that dictate, too, like, that's, even though, like, obviously, like, they're not allowed to fly, but if they gave birth flying over America, that baby is deemed a U.S. citizen.
Oh, so we got air rights now?
Yeah. So, like, if you're from a different country and you're somehow gone on a plane pregnant and you're over America, that baby is a U.S.-born citizen.
That's how much I'm not supposed to be a citizen. I got my citizenship in the air. At, like, an altitude. Like, my mom, like, as soon as she got into the U.S., like, area, so I was already mixing up, you know? I was already, like, in the fucking, you know, that's...
Attractions.
Yeah. That's how I got my citizenship.
Just waited until you felt the sweet, sweet ground of American soil and then just made your exit as quickly as possible.
You're like, yep, that's what freedom smells like.
I don't know why, like, more people aren't doing it that way, you know? Just, like, give birth and then, like, have the baby come out with, like, a parachute. You know what I mean?
Just rocket launch your infant into...
Yeah,
just a catapult.
America.
Just catapult him over.
And then just, like, right over, like, Biden's, like, lawn.
He just has a bunch of foreign babies that are now American citizens.
They have to come out and be like, do not launch your babies into a parachute over U.S. territory just to guarantee that they will have citizenship, okay? You have to do it just like everyone else, and we're getting tired of having to shoot down these fucking parachutes.
They don't touch our soil, they don't belong to us.
Sir, it's a baby. They're Mexican. Barely.
Sounds like we need a taller wall.
Oh shit, Biden
Trump
administration.
2024.
They're political refugees. Well, we shoot political refugees down here, so fucking bring them down.
I'll go to England.
I know, right? Like, that's the like ironic part. Is like imagine like trying to immigrate to this country and like all you see is like this like everybody on the administration is like a black trans disabled person. And you're like, wow, this is like an inclusive office. And you get to the fucking border, and then like a cop like slams you down into the fucking ground. And they're like, time to take you back in, Bean. And you're like, what happened, dude? You know, they had to literally like block off like, I think it was like 50,000 people trying to like I think it was like 10,000 people. Yeah, look it up. There was they had to like literally block them from coming in. Usually what they do is like when immigrants...
Is this like the Mexican border?
Yeah, it's at the Mexican border. There was like, in Texas they had to...
Oh, on the border? I like that restaurant.
I'm like, Mexican people are dying by the thousands! And you're like, Mexican sounds good. Wow. The appropriation.
Oh.
It's like chips
The
and
expiration
salsa
of Title 42.
with a marg on the side.
First off, you know I'm a chips and queso girl.
Fucking happy hour marg time? No, deporty time.
Well, if we're gonna talk about ice, then I need some more from my margarita.
You're getting like interrogated by the police, by like the border control, and they're just like, "I thought you guys were supposed to be nice to us now," and they're like, "Oh, so sorry," and then like they just like they like turn on like an air conditioner, but they still beat them up. You know, we take care of you now.
If I was at the fucking, if I was on the border, I'd think it was a restaurant.
You're like, where's the food? It's just desert out here.
I have waited 10 minutes for my drink.
It's so warm. I don't think that's it. There was like, they were trying to cross like a river, and they had to literally put like a fence in front of them to like keep them out, dude.
Yeah, why couldn't we just build, like, a really intense fence? Why did we have to go straight for a wall?
We do have a fucking...
You ever know how easy it is to get over a fence? This thing is
well,
like...
just make it curve.
This is like the Elden Ring video of like a wall. Like, it's like chest high. Like, nobody's gonna get over our chest high fence.
Also, first of all, who do you think is helping Juan across the fucking border? It's his fucking friend Pedro, who built the fucking fence.
Well, just make the fence alligator proof. Have you seen those? They like curve at the top. They have to do that for alligators.
The border patrol just turns into a bunch of like alligator wranglers from like the south. You get back here!
Just a bunch
He's rolling!
Just a bunch of Floridians.
You're like, yeah, these Mexicans ain't that much different than the fucking crocs we got in my backyard. Just gotta wrangle them. They're like, we brought in some new jazz on the force, and they're doing an incredible job.
It's just Steve Irwin's kids.
They come in like, yeah, dude, like this is it. You see?
Yeah, see? There's probably alligators in that water, and...
They just put up this, like, fence, and people are still trying to cross.
You know who has a problem with alligator break-ins? NASA.
NASA?
Wait,
I'm
what?
not even fucking making that up.
What kind of story is this now? Huh?
That's where they have the alligator-proof fences.
Who's NASA?
Or crocodiles or whatever. One of them.
NASA's crocodile proof?
Now.
I don't know.
It
about
wasn't.
that.
There was a reason why they had to make it crocodile-proof, because crocs kept, like, literally breaking into fucking NASA.
Aren't they in like Texas though?
You have the computer.
They're in Texas, and I think they're also in Florida.
There's the Gulf of Texas though. There's a Gulf.
They got
there.
gators out there.
They got tons of gators, and they made this fence that like the top half of it just kind of goes into like a half circle, like it just like goes like this. So when you
not even like that half like stake out kind of thing.
No, it's like the whole fence is straight and then it goes like this.
Interesting.
So like the gators will climb it and then they can't You know?
Honestly, I don't think it's that weird that gators are attracted to NASA. I mean, fucking Elon Musk is a lizard, and he fucking loves rockets, so it makes perfectly good sense.
They're
It's very-
cold-blooded.
it's very-
Rockets have a lot of
Yeah.
heat. You know, yeah, checks out.
What if the gators are just like Elon Musk's like little lizard army that he's sending to go sabotage the enemy?
Gators,
steal
but
their
in
secrets.
space.
Yeah. They keep going into the secrets room. I don't know. It seems like they're targeting them. The gator just has like a beep. Boop.
We thought it'd be
Not
Rise
the property
of
of
the Apes.
SpaceX.
Everybody thought that birds weren't real, but it turns out it was crocodiles the whole time.
Yeah.
We fear the rise of the apes, but it's the rise of the gator. They're just here to get our military secrets
Dude,
to overthrow us.
They can run like 20 to 30 miles per hour on land.
Yeah.
They're literally faster on land than they are in the water. In the water, they can only go like 22 miles an hour.
The difference is stamina. They can only do that for a short burst, though. They have maybe 5 seconds of that speed. It's just a quick thing to try to get their prey if they're close enough.
Yeah, cheetahs can't keep it up all day either, but I'd rather
But they have
not
distance.
them run at all, honestly.
Isn't like the ostrich one of the like fastest?
Yeah, dude,
They
those things
are.
hit like 40 to 50.
And I
Yeah.
think they can run way longer than like a cheetah or
Yeah,
something
they got
like that.
stamina.
So they just
Cheetahs
Cheetahs
are, dude, no, cheetahs are like the most inefficient like hunting cat. Like they have speed, but that's why you'll only see them like laying around until they find prey, because like they have to do that in like in that short burst because they use so much energy running that fast. They're just don't need evolution fucked them.
Dude, imagine like going to like the African like Sahara and there's all these dangerous animals and like you're just looking into the distance and you just see like a dust cloud and you just see like a fucking ostrich just and you're like, whoa, dude, like he's so far away, he's never gonna reach me, and he keeps getting like bigger and bigger and bigger. And you're like, should I be worried about this ostrich, dude? Like, nah, it's fine. He's just
There's a reason why they're flightless, because that would be scary if you were like the fastest bird and a flighted bird.
Dude, I feel like ostriches used to be, they used to fly. Back
Yeah,
when
they
they were
got
like
fat.
dinosaurs, yeah. They got fat and lazy like the rest of us.
Maybe I'm not sure about that one. I know they had like a dinosaur kind of thing around there, but I think it was still like a land animal. But they're fierce as shit, dude. Like emus and all that, dude. Like they're fierce birds.
Emus are attracted to humans. It's becoming a really big problem.
That's terrifying.
I'm just imagining Trump going on his campaign. You're like, you'll never believe it. All right, they told me, they said emus are a problem. I said, well, emus? I never seen an emu in my life, and all of a sudden there are problems. I look at the video, I'm like, wow, look at them. They're going around raping people. It's not the Mexicans anymore. Emos too.
They're not raping anybody, but they do. When they try to do their mating dance is them like they sit on the floor and then they take their long ass fucking neck, their like 4-foot neck, and they put out their wings like this, and then they go like this with
They just
their
helicopter.
head, and they just and like all that, and they do like this with their head too.
They just become a flail,
They do
knock
that
you
to
out.
humans, like emus and like, or wait, am I? Look up if it's emus or ostriches that are attracted to
Yeah.
humans. Could you imagine an
Does
ostrich?
my emu want to fuck me?
They're scary, dude. Have you seen their like sharp ass beaks and their
That's what I'm
creepy
saying, dude. They're
orange
dangerous.
eyes?
They're one of like the most deadly things.
Terrifying.
Like the Colorado Gator Farm literally has one in one of the gator pits outside, like away from all the other
we
ones.
have a gator farm?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
Damn straight, we got a gator farm.
Yeah, Colorado has a
No
gator
wonder
farm.
I didn't fucking know that they could run
Yeah,
on
it's-
land. I've never like seen the gator farm.
Yeah,
What
no,
the
it's
fuck?
cool as fuck.
Could you imagine hiking in like the Rocky Mountains? You're like 25,000 feet up.
You see a
It's like
gator.
snowing, or you just see a gator just like. You're like,
They're like goats now.
the fuck, dude? Where are
Yo,
they
there's like a
from?
little pond of snow. You're just like, oh god, snow gators.
Did we kidnap them? Did we steal them?
No, so you know how people like to
Kidnapped
have.
a lot of things, and we brought them here to the United States. But
So-
I don't think gators.
To
So, I mean,
Colorado. Where the
technically,
how the fuck did they
so-
get here? We're in the middle of the country.
People like to have dumb, expensive exported animals, and then they realize they can't handle a gator, so they get rid of it.
Yeah, in their fucking backyard. That's great. Go,
Yeah.
Timmy. Go outside and play.
Yeah.
I need the insurance money.
So once
really
they realize
bad.
it's unmanageable to have anything larger than a baby gator, yeah.
Imagine like that
That's literally what it was.
conversation. You have to sit down with the whole family. You're like, all right, look, we thought having the gator was good, and now Tim Tom's gone. So we gotta get rid of the gator. Oh, Papa! Don't get rid of Scaly. He ate one of us. He almost ate you yesterday.
Your little sister only has 9 fingers now.
Now it's gotta go live out in the mountains. We gotta go drop it off. That's how the gator. Yeah, that's how the gator got out there. But Papa, I don't think this is where they live. This gator is just the fuck, dude.
The dinosaurs will survive. At one farm, 68% of the birds
So you're just
displayed
snapped to it like that?
humans. There was a high incidence of courtship displayed by ostriches. Okay, so it was ostriches, not
Yeah.
emus. Thereby confirming casual observations that adult breeding ostriches displayed to humans. Ew.
I love the title of the website for that. Ostriches are so horny for humans to interfuse with
Look
their...
at the videos. Let's see if we can get the mating dance where they do
Lord.
the neck thing.
Show me ostrich horny dance.
Ostrich mating dance.
Trump, Siri, show me horny ostrich dance.
We have an identity confused ostrich.
Including Amy from marketing.
Ooh, he got the strut down too, dog.
Got that head bob.
He's like, hey, girl. He rolling up like, ooh. Is it ever gender specific, or is it just they're trying to fuck everyone?
This guy, they said that this one likes to try to do it with everything and everyone. Including Amy from marketing.
Yeah.
I told you! I told you!
They just bob their head around.
So
Dancing,
creepy
bitch.
with their long ass neck.
They're like hitting their own back with it. Bro, he's literally throwing it back.
Yeah.
She's just laughing.
She likes it, dude. He's working, dude.
She's just
Working.
laughing, having a good time. He's just like, oh my God, it's working.
He's like, she digs it, dog.
She wants me.
She wants it, dude. She fucking wants it. I can see her. No, don't go.
Hey, she walks up. He's like, hey,
Babe,
dude, he
where
looks,
you going,
he's angry
babe?
now. Look at him.
Amy, no! I didn't mean it.
Of course, his name's Kevin, bro.
It's like that's like
the Jonas brother.
it's like when a
Oh, his
guy
name's Kevin?
buys you a
Kevin
drink
the
at the
sexually
bar,
confused ostrich.
and he's like trying to find you when you've like disappeared away.
Literally.
And you're just like in the corner, like slowly, trying to avoid this guy.
I
Trying to
can't do
sneak
that
out.
at bars. Especially if I'm wearing heels and like 6'2". They see me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of the problem. You can't.
They find me.
Also, you're extremely loud of a person, so I feel like your presence really echoes wherever you
I'm
go.
not inconspicuous.
I was gonna say, your strength would just be like leaving, like just pushing Pip out of the way, like, all right, bye. Just fucking like straight to the door.
I've never lost you. In fact,
That's the point.
even when you were lost, I found you in the weirdest and most weird
At Red Rocks during like a giant concert, and that
concert. Like, you're not gonna find somebody at this concert, and like, I don't even know that she's lost in the first place. So I just like walk in, and I get to like the concert area. I'm about to look down at my phone to see like if she's like gone there. I think I call you, and your phone's off, and so immediately I'm like, okay, so this is how it's gonna go. I'm gonna go find some random seat. You're gonna call me tomorrow at like 2 p.m. being like, where were you? Yeah, and then like instead, right as I look down at my phone, I just look across and you're just like just plastered, just like finds me and you're like, oh my god! And then you take your titty microwave fucking shooter of, like, the warmest tequila shot I've ever taken in my entire life. It felt like it was microwaved for 30 seconds. Shoved down my throat. And then, like, you delivered the bad news to me. You're like, I've been looking for my friends for, like, 40 minutes.
I'm lost.
I'm like, so you're lost? I didn't even know you were lost. And they're like, yeah, it's a miracle I found you.
It was. I was wearing a glow-in-the-dark wig.
Yeah, and then you proceeded to, like, drunkenly, like, hike.
Oh, yeah.
You hike. This is like Red Rocks, so it's like huge steps. Like, if people do these steps as like a workout, and she did it drunk, at least 30 reps, bro. At least 30, like...
Coloradans are built different.
Yeah, dude, I'm like lugging behind, I'm like trying to drink it.
Oh, yeah.
That was such a wild night.
When I'm at a
dude.
show, man, I'm running up those like no fucking problem.
Also, like, the other great memory of that night was you getting a, like, full tall boy and then a whole shot, which is, like, at a concert is ridiculously expensive.
It's like
That's
$25.
It's like $25, $30 for this. You put it in, and you just, you look so happy, and then you look at me, and then immediately drop it, and it just, like, disintegrates all across the floor. And, like, a normal reaction would be like, oh, fuck, like, I can't go and get another one, because then it's gonna be, like, twice the amount of money, you know, alright, let's just go off there. You dropped it, looked down, looked at the disintegrated mess, and then just went, okay, and then flipped right around, went straight back to the bar, got the exact same order, and you're like, I'm good now. Like nothing ever happened.
No sense in, like, being stressed about a problem if you can just fix it.
It's true. I learned a lot from you that night. I learned to, like, always wear, like, knee braces whenever I go to a concert with you.
My legs hurt so bad the next day. On my phone it said that I did, like, 7 miles of walking in that day.
So, Bay's a wanderer. We've all had the drunken wanderers. But you don't wander. You, like, literally just, like, launch. You, like, jump from different areas. Because, like, every time that I thought, like, I knew where you were, I looked around and you're already halfway up the steps. So I'm like, I know I'm gonna lose her because her phone's fucking dead, so I now have to follow you around. So I also did fucking 30 miles of, like, high intensive, like, hiking. And during, like, a dubstep concert, you know? Like, I wasn't in the pit. I for sure felt like I was in the pit the next day.
Beat up by the stairs.
As you're walking up the stairs, just getting lost in the sauce, don't realize how much you've been going up and down them.
Oh, I was so fucked up.
Dude, and after hours of us trying to find your friends, I'm pretty sure you just, like, got tired, and then you look to your right, and you're like, oh my god, they're right there!
I just over here, like, panting, like, bitch.
Like, god damn it, dude.
Hey, that means I'm really good at finding people.
You're really good at a lot of things, Bay. And, like, your, like, random acts of, like, great athleticism is, like, so incredible. Like, that's the thing is that, like, drunken girls can do a lot, but, like, you needed strong legs to do what you did that night. Like, on top of that. So, I was, like, thoroughly, like, impressed.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
But, I don't know, sometimes that tequila just gives you that extra power, you know? That's why tequilas are the only uppers. It's the only upper of the alcohols.
It's neutral, but yes.
Yeah. Speaking of which, cheers.
I actually...
You gotta go.
I'm gonna have to tap out.
Oh, 7:30.
Mm-hmm. Ryan's off at 8.
Oh, no.
He's gotta
It's
get
7:30 now?
Yes, sir.
He's gotta get his license before we move in, because there's gonna be nobody to take him to work. Because he can use my car if he has a license, but if not, you know, I'm just gonna be at work. I'm just gonna get in the elevator and then go to work.
If my significant other was getting, like, their permit and they were like a grown ass adult, I would have so much fun being like
A dick.
yeah.
Yeah.
Just sitting next door, be like, I have to be right there with you. I have to be an adult with you, and you're like, I'm 35. And I'm like, you got a permit.
You need another adult.
So you need me next to you in case a police officer pulls you over.
Well, actually, so I didn't get my license until I was 18. But like after you're 18, it only takes 24 hours to be able to get your license from your permit. So you just wait a day and then you can go get your license.
Yeah, I like to think I would keep my permit around for a little while just for the laughs of it. Imagine a cop pulling you over.
You're like 47 years old.
Yeah, you're like 47 years old. In the photo, it's like driver's permit, and you're just like,
I finally did it. My family's been bitching at me all these years, and I
Like
finally got
SpongeBob.
it.
I've been trying every year for the past 40. I finally did it.
yeah, wasn't like SpongeBob like in his 30s?
Yeah,
And
he's
he
like
was, like
30s
in
or
his
40s,
class,
dog.
like filled with like 16-year-olds.
He's like 32.
Yeah. Can't drive. He's never passed.
Right. All right, guys. Well,
I have to go.
We're gonna say goodbye to Bay
ASMR by Bailey.
and switch it in with Jer.
Monsieur Jeremiah.
Monsieur Chubé, you'll be
Bye.
safe. Thanks for joining us.
You good?
Oh, fuck. Oh, you cut me.
I did not cut you.
Your microphone.
Andres with the shiv.
I'm getting ready for female jail.
Ah, no.
Thanks, big man.
Sexually confused ostriches, dude. That's not nearly as bad as fucking as dolphins, dude.
Dude, dolphins are a menace. They're like a legit menace.
Dolphins literally rape people.
Yeah, dude, they have Black Air Force energy.
Yeah, and not like 2023 liberal version of rape. Like literally pin them down. Like the good old fashioned.
Yeah, you're like you literally are not allowed to go like near dolphin tanks if you're like a woman on their on your period. Like you have to like literally keep like 50
They're
feet
horny,
distance.
dude.
Yeah,
They're
like,
horny.
they smell that shit. They're just like, all right.
I think
Like, dude, dolphins they're a menace.
I think the intelligence level goes like humans, then it goes dolphins, and then I believe it goes elephants, and then like ravens.
Actually, I think by actual intelligence, I think that corvids, which are like crows, ravens, all that shit,
Yeah.
I think they beat elephants by like actual intelligence. But elephants do have like the biggest memory.
Elephants have the most emotional intelligence as well.
Oh, interesting.
That's why I put elephants above than crows. Because
Okay.
crows can figure out more complex situations.
Yeah, they're like. I think that's okay. That's.
But I think elephants are more like self-aware. Because I think the more emotionally like understand. Because dolphins also are like even more emotionally intelligent than elephants. But elephants are interesting because elephants will literally cry. You can tell like when an elephant like when the elephants lose like a young child in their groups, you will see mourning.
Crows
like,
are the same.
Also monkeys. Well, I guess if you take like intelligence, it'd probably go humans, dolphins, like orangutans, and like other like highly intelligent like apes, right? And then it would go down to like elephants and stuff like that. Because apes can literally like communicate with humans. There has been a few apes that use like sign language.
True.
To communicate with humans, and they would have like real like. There's a video of Robin Williams talking. There was this famous ape that could communicate.
Oh yeah.
Look that up. There's he could communicate, and he literally told Robin Williams he's like hug, like telling him that he wants like a hug or he wants to like cuddle or something like that.
I think there's like a few of them honestly too.
So yeah, I think there's a lot more intelligence in this world than we see. But you know what the more controversial one is, which I don't think you'll see, coming, is mycelium.
Not mycelium?
Yeah.
Yeah, mycelium's closer to humans than it is to plants.
Yeah.
By DNA.
You
know, I love mushrooms. Like,
yeah.
I'm huge in mycology.
Mycelium is technically considered the largest animal in the world because of the intricate systems amongst mycelium. It acts as an entity, as a singular entity, even though it's spread out over sometimes miles worth of mycelium.
Yeah.
You can communicate across all of that huge spectrum, which would technically mean that if you considered mycelium to be an animal, right, or alive, right, then...
Which it is.
Yeah, which it is. Which you do. But it's truly, yeah, see, he's sitting there,
Yeah, Coco.
Coco. Look at that, dude. He says, come here. They can feel. Also, with dogs, you could tell when a dog feels bad.
Oh, yeah.
Or when they feel shame, or they're excited, or they're disinterested, right? Same with cats. If you see what these ranch dogs, these Australian shepherds, how smart they are. Let's see if I was right. I don't think it's ranked though. Rats.
At number 10. That's why they're used for mazes and shit. So we got rats at number 10. Pigeons at 9.
Damn.
Land of fucking air rats. Crows at number 8. That's a lot lower than I was expecting.
Yeah. Right next to pigeons, I'd be pissed if I was a crow.
Yeah, dude. And Gorvids have even on the emotional shit. Hey, when one of their people die, they literally have investigations. They literally section the area off and investigate the crime scene, basically, just find out what happened and if the area is dangerous for them now. And even with people, you can build relationships with crows. Once you get one of them to trust you, it's a lifelong thing.
Yeah.
And they'll pass on until they're young.
Yeah.
That's how this one kid this one person I think became friends with a flock of crows. He makes his money from them because they literally bring him money. They just bring coins. So he literally pays his rent in just random change from befriending crows.
They train monkeys in Indonesia to go steal people's wallets.
Yeah.
Yeah, pigs are also intelligent.
Yeah.
Which is kind of, we had a bacon burger earlier, so you know what? Salute to the pig that had to be slaughtered for us to have a great. It was a great burger, no regret.
Delicious.
Yeah, no regret whatsoever. But octopuses, they can get through crazy places. They can turn. They did an experiment with an octopus that they put it in a jar and then they closed it shut.
Yeah, opened itself up.
And it realized that if it moved to the right, it would be able to
Dude, they can pick locks.
Yeah.
They often there was a case over in I think in one of the aquariums in Florida or some shit.
Yeah.
Where all these rare kind of all these fish in this one tank were just disappearing and they couldn't figure out what the fuck was happening. So on camera, they got their octopus picking its lock, leaving its cage, eating its fill of the fish, going back in the cage and then locking itself back in. Just
Dude,
it was an escape artist. They were doing this thing nightly. They were just okay, so we're gonna stop this.
Truly, the one thing that differentiates us from other animals is our ability to communicate. That is the one thing
it's the ability to use tools.
It's the ability, but even if we could use tools, a lot of these crows, they use tools.
But not to the extent we can.
But not to the extent that we can. But the ability to communicate how to use those tools to other people in your tribes is huge, right? Because then otherwise, one guy would have figured out how to use fire, and then that would have died with him. And it would have taken another 10, 15 years for another group of people to figure out how to use a fire, and that would have died with him. You see what I mean?
I mean, to be fair though, other animals do like communicate with each other, and they can pass on information.
They do, but not to the intricate and like definitive way that we can.
I'll give you that thing. It's because of our larger frontal lobes. Like that was the evolutionary like advantage we got over most other animals.
Usually what animals can do is they can like communicate, well actually like whales and dolphins communicate at probably one of the most, orangutans are number one.
Dolphins at 2, and then the chimpanzees at 3.
Okay,
Elephants just fell short at 4.
4.
And then surprisingly, number 5 is the African gray parrot. So one bird did make number 5.
Dude, they'd be living too. They'd be living for like 100 fucking years. Yeah, I was pretty damn close, dude.
Yeah.
I told you.
I knew elephant. Those are like the obvious ones though too.
Yeah.
I think most of them, like you said, are actually the ones that are self-aware.
I did get all of the ones I did mention were actually on here.
You also got the self-awareness, right? Humans, orangutans, chimpanzees, gorillas, bottlenose dolphins, elephants, orcas, bonobos, monkeys, and magpies.
Have you ever seen bonobos, dude?
They're funny little guys.
Dude, bonobos fuck like 50 to 80 times a day.
I did not know that. That's crazy.
Look it up. Look it up. Look it up. Bonobos fucking. Monkeys fucking. Monkeys fucking. Sorry, Mom.
This is the kind of content that people come for.
It's wild, dude. They like literally, so it's like I don't know why, but these specific this specific species of monkeys, they are just like extremely sexually active. Just a video. Yeah, just go to videos.
Bro, you're watching get banned or something. They're gonna find
I know, right? Yeah, bonobos love. You can do the first one. Or the second one.
Yeah, fixation hypersexual apes.
Yeah. Here, do it without audio, I think. It's just had a hard time keeping up with the audio. I want to see monkeys fuck. The hell is this? Oh, no, okay, there it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Look at them go, dude.
Dude, Jesus.
They just won't stop, and it's like in front of their kids. It's like in front of everybody. They just...
Yeah, they're just going at it in public.
Just all the time. Look at it.
They're eating and going for it.
Yeah. It's like a part of their everyday rituals, right?
Yeah, he's just like, I love what he just said. He was just like, to calm down, you find a whole tree full of food instead of fighting over it. They just eat and fuck.
They just have sex to calm everyone down so they can share it. Yeah, so it's a calming mechanism.
Yeah, bro, this is just like the ultimate commune. Instead of fighting, they just fuck out their problems all the time.
They just fuck out their problems, dude, and so they just like... they'll literally be holding their kids and fucking.
Should be wild. That's wild. Now that's the face of a guy that knows what he's watching right now.
Yeah. He's
into it. Yeah, he's like, you see that?
They fucking out here.
You see that?
There's.
My man's ready to jump in. He's like, tap me in, coach.
No, dude, he probably goes home and he probably goes home to his wife that he never fucks and he's like, guess how many times they fucked today? What, Jason?
You haven't touched me in 3 weeks, Jessica.
Zimbu got laid 80 times yesterday.
Zimbu getting bitches, man. That's what it's about.
And then he ends up like in the doghouse because he compared his wife to a monkey. It happens, man. It happens. But yeah, it's...
You gotta watch your words, gentlemen.
Like, this is the issue with, like, society today, you know? Like, everyone around the world, there's so much conflict, just fuck it out, you know? Like, Zelensky and Putin, they should have just fucked it out. You know what I mean? They should have just met at a like undisclosed motel. Just him and Putin. Just wrestling around, you know?
Imagine that's what happens whenever like two different like world leaders get together and they're like, yeah, we had a meeting, there were some we made relations and other countries have relations.
I don't know, dude. I like if Trump becomes president with all this shit and then he ends up having to be the one to like fuck all the world leaders, I feel like he's a lazy fuck. You know? I can't imagine that Trump would put in that much, effort to try to get off like the president of France if he needed to.
True.
True.
He's definitely the kind to have the other do all the work.
He's definitely top. And then that's the other problem. It's like what if you're fighting with a country and the president's also a top? You're gonna have issues, dude.
It's like prison, you fight whoever gets dominance at that point.
Exactly.
Gets
now we're back to prison, bro.
Yeah, it's prison rules, but on like
rules.
The global scale. It's like war games and prison rules.
That's what we should do. Let's bring back the Colosseum instead of having war. Like let's just take all of our world leaders, just like make them fuck all of each other, right? And then the second half is them like all like fighting to death.
The sexual Colosseum followed by the actual Colosseum.
Yeah.
First you dominated with your sword.
Dude,
now you dominate with a real sword.
Oh god, dude. No, now then our fucking empire is going to fall. Cause that's how like.
Bro, Biden would just be lost. You'd just be walking around like, these aren't the guys I was promised.
Yeah.
I like him younger.
Yeah. Biden's like, I don't want to whisper in their ear like I want to my niece, and it's like, but sir. Okay.
These are the kind of people that are going to be coming up to pet my blonde leg hair.
One time. Yeah, dude. And then you don't want Biden fucking anyone. Could you imagine, dude?
Bro, he would never finish. Like.
Yeah, like that. His dick has got to be dusted out, dude.
He probably can't even get it up anymore, man. And he'd just be like fucking pushing rope. Like a wet spaghetti noodle.
Also, I feel like he would forget what he's doing halfway through it, and he'd just like walk away.
Maybe that's like the best. And he just like finds a new target. He's just constantly dominating, never like stopping.
Yeah. Maybe
the dementia strat.
Maybe that's the power move, is to like leave without making them come. Just to let France know, like we're better than you. That would be the true American way to do it. Just come all over them. Just leave. Just don't say a thing. Put like 4 cents on the on the counter. Get yourself a cab. It's been like 30 years since a cab was like 4 cents.
Right. Hope you can find your way home.
Let me Venmo you.
Especially like they don't speak any English. They have no idea how to even get back.
Dude, we might as well. The United States is about to like plummet. I feel like we can't, we can't keep doing this. There's just too much conflict all the time. I feel like something has to budge, and it's going to not be pretty, whatever it is.
Yeah, we're definitely entering a pretty weird point of our history.
Here's the question.
There's a lot of tension.
Do you see us getting smarter presidents? This is literally Idiocracy.
We're on like a downhill to grade at this point.
Please tell me you've seen Idiocracy.
I've seen parts.
You've never seen Idiocracy?
No, I don't watch a lot of movies. One of my biggest banes. I have a long list of very ones.
So if you've ever seen a movie, go watch Idiocracy. It's actually free on YouTube. You can watch the full movie and everything. But it's all about, there's this movie made in like 2010 or 11, and it's all about like this guy ends up like getting sent into the future. But the problem is that all of the poor people kept having kids, and like all the poor and dumb people like kept having kids, and then all the smart people were too worried about their careers or whatever, so that like the birth rate ended up falling off for all the people that were more intelligent, which then ended up creating like a whole nation of essentially retards running the whole fucking United States. So it's like, but everything was automated. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So it's like they didn't have to know much to survive, right? But like everything is just like dumb, and it just showed like I feel like that's going to be the case because how do we go from we went from crazy to senile, and now we're going to go to even more crazier. Where do we go from there, dude?
Crazy and senile.
Yeah, let's have them co-run like back in the Roman days when they would have two Roman emperors. You know, that didn't last long.
It didn't.
That didn't.
I like one of your
Just like in jail, there's always a bottom and there's always a top. You know.
I like your idea on one of the last podcasts for that. You know how just like a group of a group of 15-year-olds, a group of 30-year-olds, and then just some senile 60-year-olds. We got the 15-year-olds that don't know what the fuck is going on, never been anywhere in life. They're just trying to throw out their own fucking way, all angsty and shit. We got the 30-year-olds who are just angry at life. And we just have the fucking senile 60-year-olds completely out of touch with everything going on.
Well, yeah, that's basically what makes up the United States right now.
But yeah, then we have the balance.
A bunch of entitled kids who have had their entire lives been the center of attention in their family, in their friend groups, everywhere around them. They've lived the easiest life they've ever lived out of all the people along their lineage, right? They have the easiest life, hands down. Literally the easiest life you can ever get, especially here in the United States. And then you have all these millennials that are becoming out of touch with themselves because they're more focused on still remaining relevant and young, right? So they end up having to go into these communities and groups that have younger bases, right? This is why we are now these group identities are huge now. And then you have all the senile old people who are just too lazy and could care less about these actual problems. And so they just pretend to go along with it just so they can continue to run their businesses, you know, and be successful at it. And so it's I think that's what's causing this huge division. It's just all the young people have truly unrealistic views of what the world is, because they've never gone out there. You know? Yeah. Look up what the percentage is of Americans who have traveled to a different continent. It's crazy. It's
astronomically low.
I think it's maybe 20% of Americans probably have gone to a different country or something like that. That's the thing, is that most other people have traveled outside of their country, but the United States is literally just one other social bubble. And only 11% of Americans have been to 10 or more countries. That is fucked.
I feel 10 countries is quite a bit, though, still. Let's see. Wow. We went from 10.8 million in 2019 down to 0.8. Back we've gotten up to 2.9 in 2021.
How are these airlines surviving, dude?
Let's see. Percent of Americans who have traveled to countries.
Yeah, I said 20%.
So it looks like majority have, though. Only 27% haven't.
Look up continents, because I think a lot of Americans have gone to Canada, or Mexico, but I mean, I guess it doesn't matter, but
Yeah.
the whole idea is that Americans don't get to see suffering outside of like their own communities. Not only because it's like inconvenient to go to other places in the world because the United States is so huge, but also because of ignorance. They don't want to find out that people actually have it significantly better here in the United States than they do
Or that
at
their
any other
worldview is
place.
absolute ass.
Yeah. If you want to be homeless, the United States is literally the best place you could ever be homeless. Maybe other than like Sweden or you know what I mean? Like, yeah, but like they literally pay homeless people like $1,000 a month in Portland. Here too, they did a whole program in Denver to pay homeless to discriminate. It's illegal to discriminate because they said there's a bill that got passed in Denver to give $1,000 to I think like a few thousand homeless women and trans people.
Oh wow! What?
Specifically, not including men, even though that the vast majority of homeless people are men.
Right.
So they literally passed a bill that said we're going to be giving money to women and trans people, and not men.
Dude, that's fucked. God damn.
Which I don't know how that wasn't considered discrimination, but it is what it is. But that just shows like the problem is that you could use that money and build a business off of that money, or you could use that money and get a semi-cheap place, maybe like affordable living, even like places where you can live with someone else, other opportunities you could use that money to clean up, but most of that money is going to alcohol and drugs.
Yep.
Because that's the main reason that you're on like the street in the first place. You know that most panhandlers, they make like literally like 6 figures a year.
Oh yeah. That's like, and there's a lot of people that just do it for the money. Like most of them aren't even homeless at this point.
Yeah.
Like there's like a huge problem with that already.
Yeah, they can get sometimes $200 a day, dude. That's more than like getting paid. I think like $30 an hour.
That's why they do it.
Yeah, like, and if you use that money, but the problem is that like you get the money, immediately spend it. You get the money, immediately spend it. You get the money, immediately spend it. You know.
And like in a lot of cases, you have to because you just use it to survive.
It's true. You know.
Like even people that aren't like completely disabled from drugs or alcohol, like
If
things
you
are
just
expensive.
quit-
Like you only get $100, bro. You can't even afford you can't even get a hotel or an apartment. You can maybe get some water, get like 3 meals or something.
So I'm saying with that $200, you're using at least like $100 for like drugs.
Yeah.
And then that other $100.
Like you don't have a fridge. You can't like go buy a bunch of groceries and shit. So you can't really like store food. So you just have to pretty much go fast food shopping. You get like 6 meals out of that.
But like here in the United States, you can get help. You can go to places. There are places where you can stay as long as you can like kick the drug addiction. Most homeless people don't want to though. So that's why they don't go to the. That's why they don't go to the like the help centers where they can find a place to sleep. It's because they want to be out in the streets. Cause that's where the friends are. That's where like all the rest of the drugs are.
Well, I know like a lot of shelters and shit like that too. They're worse in the streets. Like there's a lot of cases of like the actual like work like volunteers and all that at like shelters literally either robbing or like actually like assaulting in various ways.
True.
Like the actual homeless people, because nobody's gonna believe the homeless person. Like, yeah, this great volunteer kind of person,
I mean, it's not fairy tales and dandelions, It's still horrible to have to deal with that.
Oh yeah.
And if you don't know any different, then like you can't really compare it. But if you've traveled, then you can see what true poverty looks like in all over the place in all different worlds, which is so extreme. There are countries where people still get like $2 or $3 like a day.
Oh yeah.
Like or sometimes it's like in a week, dude. They'll get like $3 a week, which is nuts. I mean, like the cost of living is significantly down in those places, but that still is like.
Like the Congo is the poorest country in the world. The Republic of the Congo.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're the poorest country in the world, but what's crazy is they're also the richest because they have the largest oil field in the world. They're sitting on the most amount of money, but because of America, they actually are not allowed to touch it.
Really?
Yeah, so because of that, they're the poorest country in the world.
What did the United States do where they can't touch their oil?
I don't remember the exact thing, but it's because of embargoes or treaties or something, pretty much because it'll throw us off so much. You pretty much said hey, try to get in oil trades, we're gonna just end you, kind of some shit like that.
That's like owning a home and having your HOA come and tell you that you can't paint your house how you want to. It's I own this.
Let's see. It has something to do with I think it's something to do with Roar, yeah.
I think what probably happens.
Literally, any time that somebody actually tries to bring it up, there's you can there's a whole thing of different leaders from the Republic of the Congo that were yeah, we're gonna start using our oil and we're gonna become a good nation. We're gonna get rich. We're gonna get power. Assassinated.
Oh yeah.
The CIA is on record. The CIA assassinates any leaders that tries to pull the Congo out of poverty.
There's just not assassinations anymore like there used to. In the United States, it's just assassinations have gotten so boring.
Yeah, no, it's crazy though.
Yeah, but that's just these countries have had histories of just being ransacked by richer countries. Oh yeah, and the CIA got involved, dude. The CIA is everywhere, bro.
Yeah, Lumbamba, he was one of the main ones. The president literally put out a fucking hit on the leader of the Congo because they were trying to get their shit out of poverty.
Gotta keep that money in the right hands, dude.
Yeah, crazy shit out there though. That's what the U.S. does. I mean, that's one of the but even you were saying though, especially with world travel, even though the U.S. dollar it's losing value fast, especially because of inflation. But we're compared to majority of the world, it's still one of the strongest currencies. That dollar can get you a lot in a lot of other countries.
Oh yeah.
The Indian exchange rupees, you can get $1 is 5 to 10 rupees, and that's a lot there.
Oh yeah, you can get you can get anything in India, dude.
Oh yeah,
you could find a wife on one street and a fucking stomach disease in the next. Truly, a world of many great tastes. Dude, I've seen so many TikTok videos of street vendors in India. It is the nastiest thing, dude. They use their whole limbs to mix everything, dude.
You know what's even crazier about that though? For a lot of low-star restaurants in America, you have a higher chance of getting foodborne illness, foodborne illness here, than through most street vendors in third world countries like that.
Nah, dude,
No, seriously.
I mean, I do at shitty restaurants. Definitely, you can get food poisoning.
I'm sorry, so most one stars, street vendors are because especially a lot of time they still wash their hands and everything. Don't get me wrong, there's gonna be shitty ones, of course, but especially the actual tourist site ones, there's a reason that they can be tourist sites. Because if everyone's getting sick, they're not going to have business. They're the ones that actually know how to do some proper hygiene.
Well, one of the reasons why like places like, especially in India, is because of, also China has like a history too. It's because of like literally the indoctrination. Well, yeah, the indoctrination of morals throughout the years and years of different leaders and different religious groups and stuff like that. But what happened is from what I understand is that India is that cleaning is seen as a low class like activity. So it's like if you only clean unless like you're the poorest of the poor. So what ends up happening is a lot of them believe that cleaning is like kind of like without them. It's like above them. Or it's below them, so they just like don't do it. The same thing happens in China. There's a lot of manners issues, because from what I understand is that when the communists took over China, they basically said that the idea of manners is like a bourgeois, like capitalist idea, like Western idea, and so they started to like de-educate, like uneducate everybody about manners.
Ruin hundreds of thousands of years of some like the greatest progress ever for a culture.
So then what ended up happening is like, you remember like when we went to the Olympics in Beijing, they had giant signs only in local areas with like giant signs that would say like, do not spit on people. Like,
they would use spitting.
Do not be rude. Like do not like throw people around. Like they had to put up billboards to have people like have like the local Chinese be like not rude to the travelers or like that were coming for the Olympics, right? So I think it's just like it's just a culturally different thing too.
All the way around, yeah.
Also, most of their stomachs are used to that stuff, so it's like when an American comes.
Well, like that's what like tourist areas are tourist areas, because like
those areas they clean their shit.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like if you go to just like some completely like run down hole in the wall, like you're taking your chances on that one.
Yeah, good luck.
Like, but that's why tourist areas are a thing too, because like the street vendors that are operating in like the main tourist areas, they're the ones that like at least figured out like their food hygiene, at least the basic shit.
Almost every person I know that is like, they've gone on a trip through Asia, or they're backpacking, or they went to like Thailand or Bali or whatever. It's like they always end up getting food poisoning somewhere throughout there, So I don't know what it is. Like I think you just got to be smarter. You got to realize like where your food's coming from. You got to mostly it's like a lot of water too. Salads. Like salads, you can get food poisoning from. No,
lettuce is like
water.
Lettuce is one of the most like dangerous things you can eat in the world. It's I don't even get the white people so to use it.
Yeah.
Like
cooked meat.
Like on one side,
you can just get a steak. If you get like, if you get the most like medium steak ever, like you have probably your best chances with that than like anything else.
I mean. Even with like steak especially, like coming from like that kind of stuff, depending on like how like where that meat actually comes from animal wise, like well raised cows and all that, you literally can't eat that shit raw. That's literally what fucking sashimi is.
Yeah. Yeah. Like if it's good quality meat, like
or I forget what it was actually called for meat. Sashimi is still fish, but I mean raw fish too, but I forgot what it was called. But
isn't sashimi chicken?
Sashimi is
there's raw chicken like dishes too.
See that one no. Like
it's a thing.
Beef is literally safe meat though. Like that's why you can just sear the ends.
Like ceviche. Like ceviche's raw too.
I don't know about that raw chicken, man. Like that's salmonella. That's like guaranteed.
I follow guys. Some of my favorite like accounts on TikTok are these like
those
raw
crazy
eaters.
ass like carnivore raw diets. Yeah, no, those people are good. They're not meant for this world, bro.
There's this one guy. I think his name is like the first of his kind or something like that. Shout out to you, first of. I think we might be friends on TikTok. This guy is amazing, dude. He eats everything raw. Everything. Like 99%. In fact, he says the only thing he cooks is coffee.
There's a lot of diets like that, and like depending on the animal sourcing, like some of that's gonna be okay, like, you know, fish and beef, for example. But I don't know about chicken, man. Like that's really pushing it. Like chicken that's a risky one.
Dude, he does chicken. Look.
Oh, he just goes to like Safeway. What? No, he's just eating like store bought, bro. That's fucked.
So he's like. We'll put up his videos so you can see. So this is like he's making a Peruvian.
Bro, I don't know how long he's been doing that, but he's not gonna last long.
So he just like eats the whole thing, dude. And on top of that, do you know what high meat is?
What is?
High meat is?
Hide meat?
High.
Isn't that where you ferment it?
It's where you like take. It's like you take liver.
You like let it rot.
You put it like in your cupboard, and you like let it sit for like months at a time, and the idea is, at least for those people who advocate for it, which I do not advocate, do not do that.
Do not do that.
Do not eat anything raw.
Don't eat things raw, and don't eat spoiled food.
Even sushi sometimes is a little iffy.
That's why you get sushi grade fish.
Yeah,
you can't just do not go to the supermarket, get some raw fish and eat it.
Yeah.
You need literal sushi grade fish.
Yeah.
Like that's why they put disclaimers on every sushi restaurant. They have a disclaimer: hey, you might get sick.
So he like puts it in a jar and he just lets it sit for like months at a time. It just turns like black. And
I've seen that. It's literally just eating rancid meat. That's what it is. No.
Yeah, there you go. Look at that. Dude, it's black.
No.
Bro, he's like, it's spicy. Yeah, dude. Your body has been like, no. But yeah.
Yeah, no, you're not gonna live long doing that.
Dude, I've asked him on live, and he gets asked this all the time on live. They're like, don't you have stomach issues? You know? And he's like, I've never had stomach issues. He said the few times I've had stomach issues, and we're like years ago. And it was because I got a batch of this or whatever. But like these people will advocate. It's like a huge thing now.
Oh, I know. I don't believe it. I really don't believe it. Like,
the idea is
especially if
you get more nutrients from it because you're not cooking away like all of the nutrients, which to a certain extent is true. That's why like cats and like wolves and stuff like that, they need like all of those nutrients because they're constantly burning calories like crazy. Humans, we're not burning as many calories, so we can cook it and like not afford those extra like calories or whatever.
So on the opposite end of that, you don't really lose a whole lot by cooking. And like I've literally spent like back when I was with my paleo, I spent like a year of like intense researching nutrition, what happens when you cook food, things like that. The biggest loss of nutrients is gonna be food that's like water soluble or like oil soluble, because those nutrients, if it's water soluble, you're fine cooking it because that gets locked in. If it's oil soluble, when you cook, it's gonna leave in the oil and fat. So unless you take that as well, you lose some of the nutrients. The amount you lose, negligible. You're losing maybe 10 to 20% of the amount of nutrients. And now the opposite end, you spend more energy. Like your body requires more energy to break down cold food because it has to heat it up first and then break it down. It's easier on your body to digest already warm food. It's easier to break down.
Have you heard of the carnivore diet?
Yeah.
It's like apparently like
it's. To be fair, the carnivore diet's like basically closest to like a real human diet, because like as far as hunter gatherers went, that was like the majority of what humans survived off of. It's like even the Inuit eat majority of. They eat like 98% fat more than even most other things.
Yeah, I think like the carnivore diet. So basically, it's just you just eat like meats.
Yeah.
and literally like you only eat meat. And I think you take supplements for like the remaining vitamins that you need that like are ambiguous and are not a lot like in meat.
Which, to be fair, is very little. Like meat does have like it is the greatest source for a majority of vitamins.
The issue is that there's also a lot of science behind it saying that red meats are inflammatory, which can lead to like more heart disease, can lead to higher cholesterol, can lead to more blood clots, and in a lot of cases that is true. So that's why I think, like, my opinion on the carnivore diet is that there's a select percentage of humans that this diet will fix so many issues for you. But I think it's a small percentage of humans. I think the majority of humans, especially with the diets that they've already accumulated, their stomachs are already used to it, you know, that I think that they would probably not do so well, like, on this diet. But they're, like, advocates like Jordan Peterson. He said he had like all of these issues that he wasn't able to figure out, meant like physical issues that he was taking medications for. So these are like legitimate medical issues that he had, and he said he tried the carnivore diet and they fixed them. Same with his daughter. His daughter.
I remember him talking about that in an interview.
His daughter also like had issues with inflammation and heart issues. She tried the carnivore diet and apparently it fixed it. So yeah, I think a select amount of people like can do that and it helps them.
So like a lot of that also comes down to like like sourcing of meat. Like if you're getting like, you know, Tyson fucking chickens all the time, you're gonna die fast. Like that shit is not good for you. But if you're eating like legit like, you know, grass fed, like pure natural, like you paid for that cow at a farm kind of thing. And like it's, you know, well fed and taken care of. And I even just red meat, like if you're eating like a lot of fish or like almost Mediterranean diet as well, where it's a lot of fish or other kinds of proteins like that, it's gonna be better. And then even with like nutrient science, there's so much back and forth data. Like there's good cholesterol, there's bad cholesterol. There's always back and forth of what's good or bad for you. I mean, as far as like a lot of that goes, even with like, a lot of the heart health stuff,
have you heard
there's a lot of things that we still don't like fully have nailed down because we're still figuring out.
So there's like this conspiracy, which I guess is not really that much of a conspiracy, but in the 50s and 60s, there were companies of like sugar companies that like paid doctors to like come up with studies that essentially said that fats, like trans fats, are like extremely bad for you. And they did this.
But sugar's good.
Yeah, so they did this to show that sugar's not that good, and that you shouldn't eat too much butter, or else like your arteries are gonna get clogged up. This is like an idea from like the 50s and 60s. Turns out that all these doctors were paid like $50,000 or something like that to, like they were paid $50,000 to just come up with like this fake test essentially.
I mean, fats are like especially like because it's just like it's like there's monounsaturated fats, there's unsaturated fats, and that's where a big difference.
You know how I know that?
Into.
Because if I spend a month just drinking soda, you know how fat you're gonna get?
Oh yeah,
you're
the amount of sugar.
50, 30 pounds just from the sugar, just from drinking soda. Which is like the number one reasons why obesity is so huge. Like it turns out, I remember reading this that like the burgers are bad, the chicken nuggets are bad, the fries are bad.
It's our high sugar diet,
But it's mostly soda. Soda has the most concentrated amount of sugar in it, like compared to other reasons.
So I cut out. Dude, I'm not kidding. I cut out soda, and I was in like freshman year of high school, maybe younger. Like, at this point, I drink a soda once in a while. The only drink I drink is, like, Jarritos or anything that's just pure cane sugar. Yeah. Not high fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
I, like, refuse to touch that.
Like, have you ever gone to, like, a different country and you try the soda? It's not nearly as sugary.
Right. I mean, that's why I like Jarritos. It's literally made from Mexico.
Because the United States has been so accustomed to, like, sugars and salts.
Even at Qdoba, we sell, like, different bottled drinks. One of the things we sell is literally, like, Mexican Coke. It's literally glass bottled Coke from Mexico. It tastes completely different. Yeah. I tried it once, and because everyone was like, I didn't realize it was actually Mexican Coke. I thought we were just calling it that because it came in a glass bottle or some shit. Yeah, no, it's actually from Mexico. And like, I looked at the ingredient list. It's literally just like flavoring and just cane sugar.
Yeah.
I tried it, and I was like, holy fuck! So without the cocaine, that's what Coke's supposed to taste like. Dude, no, huge difference. It was actually enjoyable.
Without the cocaine.
Original cocaine in it.
Yeah.
But, you know, I do that nowadays, like...
You're like, this doesn't hit the same.
Bro,
Imagine that the first guy...
Imagine that disappointment. You've been, like, fucking drinking coke
like,
for, like, 5
working,
years,
dude.
and you're just like...
You drink, like, 5, you're like...
And you're like, what is this, caffeine? It's not the same.
Yeah, dude, it's all a fucking lie. Like, even, like, the pyramid or whatever... You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I feel like it's been such a lie. We're just now rediscovering that, like, that diet is, like, super important. I feel like people didn't realize how much diet is, like, important to your health.
Oh, yeah. I mean, even especially, like, for, like, and that's, like, a huge Western thing, too. Because, like, a lot of, like, health and stuff, like, you know, like, the diet or focusing on, like, what your health is. We immediately went to, like, you know, science, pharmaceuticals, stuff like that. Like, the founding of Chinese medicine, which has been around for... you know, eons, is literally the gut. That's the center of Chinese medicine. They focus on your gut health to fix almost everything else.
And they have, like,
and it works.
The best, like, they have really incredible, like, lifespans. They live pretty long because they're eating the food that's, like, pretty, like, organic and not touched. And
bro, ginseng and ginger, those are, like, two of, like, the life foods, too.
In Italy, if you can't have gluten here in the United States, I guarantee you, if you go to Italy and you have white
European country,
like white bread or any European country, like you will literally like be able to eat it just fine. You're not gonna feel like super inflated.
Like so I mean that's like the whole like gluten intolerance for specifically. Like, if you have celiacs, 100% you will still not be able to eat it. That's still like you're just completely.
I mean, at that point,
but
you're fucking.
Most gluten intolerance, no, you're right as far as like actual gluten intolerance goes, because there's usually nothing.
If you got a peanut allergy, it's not gonna matter if you're using the organic peanuts,
right?
You know.
But like when you have when you're just sensitive to gluten or have an intolerance to it, it's usually not even the gluten that you're intolerant to. Because they have different food standards. It's all the different chemicals and like fucking glyphosate, for example, is rife in America because of Monsanto.
So I think like this idea of like what's been bad for like what to eat and stuff, inevitably
it's a huge American.
American
foods are banned in a lot of European countries.
Yeah, and what it does is inevitably it ignores the important fact in that it's processed foods is what is bad.
Yes.
It is foods that are meant to last way longer than what they're like really supposed to. Mm-hmm. Those are the foods that are going, and since there's so many people in the United States, like that's what most of our food is. They're like food that has to sit in the freezer for as long as it can without like losing its, and that's because we just love to store food. I've realized in different countries, they usually are like, the food's way more fresh. They're just kind of like doing it as it is, right? But that being said, as soon as a war happens...
I was gonna say, I think it's because we're so used to wartime too. America's literally only... Since America was created, we've only had like 100 years we weren't at war.
Dude, that's what happened. Like during World War II, we realized just how streamlined this idea of like canning everything.
Yeah.
Just canning everything and putting it into shit that'll, stay forever. And you notice, you look at videos of kids, high school kids, in gym from the 60s and 50s, and they're skinny, dude. Almost all of them are skinny, because they didn't have all of these, like, super processed foods. That's why I think for the carnivore diet, that it increases, like, inflation and, like, inflammation, especially if it's bad meat. But if it's good meat... And on top of that, you can do stuff to combat inflation. Biden, give me some ideas, buddy, because we do need to combat this inflation.
Yes, please. It could have got my truck.
Just a minute first, but anyways, we'll go. Wrong. But like exercising, I think that if you try the carnivore diet, but you have regular exercise, because exercise brings down inflation, right?
Inflammation.
Yeah.
I don't think exercise is going to do shit for inflation.
God damn it, dude. Yes, exercise helps with. I almost said inflation again. Yeah, everybody exercise so that inflation can come down. Okay.
I wish it were.
That's what I'm saying.
The JFK plan.
Right. I just think humans are meant to move. We
are,
and that's a big thing. We're not meant to sit down and stay in one place. were migrational. That's the reason why humans ended up evolving to these incredible magnitudes, is because we got down from the trees and we decided to move, right?
The hunter-gatherer societies.
Exactly.
We followed the herd.
We were meant to follow the herd and walk every day and go and do stuff. I think what happens to humans when they stay in the same place is bad things happen. You have more mental illness. You have more physical ailments, right? You have, like, the deconstruction of safe environments, right? It's like when people get lazy, they go to crime, right?
We made it safe from nature, but we made it dangerous with ourselves.
Exactly. It's like we didn't realize that we need movement. And I think that that's something that that we've lost, especially with this body positive like movement, where it's like, oh, it doesn't matter what you eat. There are literal doctors online that have looked people in the face and said, it doesn't matter what you eat. You can, your body is more about like your genetics. It's all bullshit. It's literally all bullshit. Because the thing is that
it's a big American thing too.
Yeah, like I feel like you can truly reach your health by just step one is having movement every day. You have, especially like specifically raising your heart rate, right? Because look up the specific internal like drugs that happen when your like heart rate raises. There's this David Sinclair, who he was on. I almost said PodDré. I wish he was. David Sinclair, please come on. He was on Joe Rogan, and he talks about this. He talks about this drug, which basically emulates the same drugs that you get when you raise your heart rate, which are stress hormones. And these stress hormones, essentially, like the endorphin, like allows you to repair your cells. So it's almost like when you're stressed, that's when your body like recuperates, and that's why a lot of people advocate for fasting, because those periods of time when you're not eating, you put your body into a state of stress, and it create these hormones, which then like end up repairing cells. I think we're a little bit confused on what happens in that process, but we know it happens.
Yeah, it's healthy stress.
Exactly.
Like there's healthy stress and there's unhealthy stress. 100%.
And I think people knew that. That's why there's so much fasting in religion. They snuck. Yeah, exactly. They stuck that in there. If you look at any religion, there's some kind of form of fasting where you don't eat, where you just sit there and you just and you just kind of like sit and they also showed that increased cognitive like ability when you're fasting. You're a lot more alert, right? You're not as lethargic. Your inflation goes down. Inflation. Dude. Oh my God. Yes. We need that to happen still.
You're so desperate for inflation to go down. You're trying to find every cure for it.
I don't want to pay $20 for eggs anymore. Please, Trump. Okay, my savior.
Got this. You got it next time.
Don't blow anyone up, please. But just bring eggs down and gas, and we're happy. But yeah, that's like. That just shows that I feel like we lose sight with our roots a lot of the times, especially when it comes to like how we eat. Because like how we eat is not anywhere near how like our ancestors used to eat.
No, I mean I fully agree with that. I mean even things like wheat, kind of going from a lot of stuff like that. Like veggies, 100% we're supposed to eat those.
And corn.
Like we're made to be omnivores.
Like we're not meant to like process cornstarch, and cornstarch is in like just like you said, all the candy, dude. Mm-hmm. All these sugary things are filled with cornstarch. And that's what's so funny is because remember in
that's the other thing a lot of people don't realize is like original corn like Native Americans ate and corn that we have nowadays, completely different crops.
Oh, dude, just in Colombia.
Yeah.
I remember when I was living in Colombia, I grew up in the United States, right? But I lived in Colombia for a period of time. And I remember every time you would get corn there, right? It didn't taste. Yeah,
it didn't. Brown or black kernels?
It doesn't taste like sugary.
No.
It's very bland.
It's maize.
Yeah, no maize. It tastes a lot more bland, and it's meant to like be an addition to whatever you're eating. And then you go back. I came back to the United States. Came back to live here again.
Yellow sweet corn.
And then you try that corn again. You're like, holy shit, dude! This is like too much. Like, and then you put like butter all over it, you know. And it just shows you that.
I will say though, man, Mexican street corn,
dude, it's like
that's a weakness.
Slaps.
Yeah, dog. I can't.
Slaps.
That card comes around, man. I am getting 3 of those things. Like, yeah.
That's the shit you gotta get on the street, dog. That's the shit you gotta get on the street. Or some picante mangoes. Oh, some tahini on it. And okay, you're gonna get me all flustered.
I got you on that good.
But yeah, okay. Well, let's end this pod with just that. I think it's important that people go and do their own research, try what they can, but maybe
do what's best for themselves.
Yeah, maybe
everyone's different.
What the pharmaceutical companies are telling you and all this other bullshit, maybe it's not true. Maybe you have anxiety because your diet's wrong. Maybe you have depression because your diet's wrong. I mean, that's just one of many things that you need to do, including exercise, like getting your heart rate up, like putting yourself around in like positive environments, teaching yourself when you do wrong, right? Taking self-accountability. These are all things that are super important for mental health and physical health. But at the very least, you could start by like 1, just like taking sugar out. And 2, try not to like eat and consume anything that's too processed. Every once in a while you can go out and eat a burger from the the place down the street. But at the end of the day, I think as long as you put the majority of the things you put into your body, right? Well, put into your mouth. You know what I mean? As long as it's organic.
I mean, to be fair, I think you had it right on the first one. To be fair.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful about anything you put into your body.
Yeah, you do have to be careful.
Yeah.
Do be careful, okay?
Yeah.
We're not liable for anything you put in your body, okay? That's not on us. We're not responsible for that.
Do your own research.
But yeah, just like take care of yourself and realize that a lot of times the best thing for your body, the best thing for yourself is the hardest route. We're too accustomed to taking the easiest route. And I think that is a side product of just how easy life can be, especially here in the United States. You got to push yourself to be uncomfortable a lot of times. And sometimes that means not getting exactly what you want to eat. And you'll start to feel healthy, you'll start to feel happier, you'll start to feel more like yourself. And I think that's an important message to put out in today's world because it gets drowned out by all this bullshit. We got the Trumps, we got the social justice, the Republicans, the fucking, there's a war going on. At the end of the day, you just got to take care of yourself. And so I think that's it. You got anything to add to that?
No, I preach, PodDré. You're hitting it.
That's exactly what this podcast is for.
I mean, you hit it. Like
preaching.
Everyone's got to do what they got to do. Everyone's different. I mean, you nailed it all in the head.
Do what's
We're getting
best
too
for
sentiment. You got to watch your own nutrition. What works for one person might not be the best way for you. Like everyone's tailored for their own needs.
Exactly. But keep an open mind. Keep an open mind. As soon as you find what works for you, stick to it.
Yeah.
And almost every single part of that includes doing some sort of exercise on a pretty regular basis, and I guarantee you your life will get better, especially if you're a man and if you have a large amount of testosterone. You have to work through that, and then it becomes a super tool. That's something that I think men don't realize is that as soon as you put an objective in front of a man, we can truly shine. Yeah, we need something to achieve, And sometimes the smallest battles are the best way to gain confidence, and the smallest battles could just be getting through a workout, right? Eating less bullshit during the week, right? And if you just do that every single day, every single hour, and then every single day, and then every single week, and every single month, all of a sudden, now you're a whole different person. And you like who you see in the mirror. So that's a little bit of preach of self-love, right? So that's what we came here for. That's what we love. Thank you guys so much for coming back for another episode. It's a little bit long, so thank you for sticking by. We are now starting. This is the beginning of season 2. So please, 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 guys, I'm telling you, we need more people to show themselves. We know you're out there. We see the numbers. It's truly there. So like, share, subscribe, follow. You name it. Share that stuff. Send it to your grandma. Send it to your friend. Send it to your next door neighbor that hates you. I don't care. He might like it. You know, you never know. But this is...
Help me get paid.
Yeah, exactly. Look. Jared needs the money, so do it for him, if not for that face, okay? Anyways, we love you so much. We're coming back now every Wednesday. We're gonna stick with this from now on. Every Wednesday, an episode's gonna come out. So be sure to hit that notification bell so that you know when our new episodes are out and ready for you to be part of the congregation. We love you guys. Have a good one.